The last filter I want to create is a filter by date. Oftentimes, you'll see date reports that allow you to enter a range. This can give your report a lot of flexibility and allow users to customize what they see. For this application, I want all my reports to be in a simple dropdown, so I'm going to create some predefined ranges. Last week, last month, and this month. Let's start by adding our date ranges to the dropdown. In reports.php, we're going to add another opt group for date. Now we can start adding our date options. We'll use date as our item and then separate it with a colon. Since these will be date ranges and not a single date, we'll separate our starting and ending dates with a colon as well. We'll use PHP to determine those dates. Each date will be in the format month, day, year. We can calculate the dates using the string-to-time function. Our first option will be last week. To calculate the start date of last week, we use string-to-time -2 Sunday. Then we add a colon separator. Echo our date as well, and add our ending date. This time, for string-to-time, we use -1 Saturday. Now we finish the option, naming it last week. Let's duplicate this option 3 more times. Naming them this week, last month, and this month. For this week, our start date will use -1 Sunday, and the end date will be the current date, so we can remove the string-to-time completely. For last month, we'll use the string first day of last month. And for the end date, we'll use last day of last month. And finally, for this month, we'll start with first day of this month. And we'll end with today. Filtering the input still works because we're creating an array using colon as a separator. This means that the date filter will have 3 elements instead of just 2. We need to update the getTaskList function once again to utilize the date range. We add another case in our switch statement. And this time, where will equal where date is greater than or equal to our placeholder, and date is less than or equal to our second placeholder. Then we need to add an additional bind value for our second placeholder. If filter 0 equals date, results, bind value, our second placeholder, filter 2. And for this one, we can use PDO param string. Let's preview our report in the browser again. Looks like we messed up our function file a little bit. Let's close this if. Now let's try that again. We see the date options in the filter dropdown, and when we select a date range, the results are filtered by this date range.